Hey everyone! I am back with a new video, and this is going to be a video that I have placed under my style exploration series. It's been a while since I've actually made a video for it, and at first I was thinking of just ending it, but later decided that I won't. I mean, my style is continuously evolving, and I'm still experimenting with so many different things, and as I share them here on YouTube, it will eventually fall under that category. So with that said, let's get started. With this drawing, it's not really your typical full body fashion illustration. This one is very much inspired by fashion photography, more specifically jewelry fashion photography. As I work with this new style, I really wanted to incorporate it with fashion illustrations because I really do miss it, such as creating my own designs and making a collection and all that. But right now, I feel like I'm all over the place. There are so many things I like and so many things I want to incorporate all into one illustration. I'm afraid it'll look cluttered, so I don't want to create a collection yet because if it's not already obvious from the previous collections I've had here on YouTube, I really like to have the illustrations uniformed. I'm very particular about that because it's a collection. The clothings are going to be different, so there needs to be a constant element within them. And for me, I want that constant element to be the style in which the illustrations are drawn in. For this part of the style exploration series, I've titled this video Mixed Media because I use a variety of media to create this drawing. I used ink, markers, pencil, and a bit of gouache. With this drawing, I really wanted to explore how I can incorporate the coloring technique into my fashion illustrations, which isn't at this stage yet, but I might as well talk about it. I'm going to explore the somewhat rainbow color palette that I've mentioned in a video or two, and because there are already so many colors, I'm a bit puzzled as to how I could incorporate other colors without making the drawing look cluttered or just a rainbow mess. So for this one, I'm trying to take it one step at a time and limiting my color palette in a way by using black, gray, and white on areas that are not the skin. That would kind of help tone down the colors I've added to the skin. With that said, though, it's where my little dilemma comes in because how can I use other colors such as red and orange and blue for non-skin elements? That's still something I will need to try and experiment how exactly I can do that. And for one, I used to avoid colors back then. I loved monochromatic color palettes back then. Like, I used to be scared of combining colors such as blue and orange together or green and red. I would usually go for something neutral with just one pop of color, which was and still is kind of evident in my wardrobe now. So this is rather outside my comfort zone, dealing with colors, I mean. Obviously, I've experimented with color for years now, but it's always been a limited color palette, and I've usually stuck to conventional ways of doing things. Um, I've seen other artists achieve very unified and cohesive artworks, even with the use of a rainbow color palette. For example, there's Anna Kipper, who is this fashion illustrator that also works with colors a lot, and she also uses blues, pink, purple, green colors on the skin as well as on the clothes. And they are very colorful, but she manages to make them look like rainbow heaven. It's absolutely stunning, and it's also a loose kind of coloring, which is something I really want to achieve with my art, since the loose kind of coloring can be very expressive and very illustrative. So that's what I tried to do with the Copic markers. For years, I've been aiming to achieve a smooth blend between the colors when I use markers, but now I am moving towards aiming to achieve a more gestural aesthetic. So I tried my hardest not to blend the colors, and simply lay them on top of each other. And I say I tried because it was still an old habit of mine to blend the colors together. So I did that. The next element I incorporated was a flat color, which is what I did for my Inktober drawings. But this time, instead of using the drawing ink, I used the ink from the Copic marker because it's actually less streaky. So I did that because I really like the look of it with those Inktober sketches. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out my Instagram because that's where I mainly posted them. As for the hair, I really wanted to also incorporate the white, sort of unfinished looking hair. And there's this other fashion illustrator called Connie Lim, and I mainly follow her on Instagram. She was actually the one that made me want to do this kind of fashion illustration because months or years ago, I'm not entirely sure, she released a collection of headshots where the models wore elaborate pieces of jewelry. And ever since, I've been wanting to do something similar, but never got around to it until now. Anyway, she does really nice monochromatic illustrations, and she also would color hair with gray lead, so it made it look like it was white hair. Though, now that I think about it, because it's almost like a black and white drawing, she probably used gray lead to represent light or blonde hair. But anyway, she was one of the artists that inspired me to want to try out white hair. At first, I was thinking of just leaving the hair uncolored, like in one of my videos, but instead I tried the same technique of using gray lead, though this time I used the Prismacolor gray pencils. I would prefer them to be lighter because they turned out more gray hair than white hair, but this is all still up for experimentation. Overall, I'm okay with this drawing. I feel like the faces turned out fine, though I did have some trouble with the girl on the left because I also need work on drawing more than one person in a page. Having drawn a lot of fashion illustrations, I'm rather comfortable with drawing one person on one page, but having to draw two or more makes it a bit hard, especially since I'd want them to belong into the same picture and also have them interact. So the girl on the left, her pose looks awkward in the drawing throughout this whole video, but I did manage to fix it, which will be shown in the photo that I insert at the end of the video. But yeah, even though I used a reference photo, it still didn't turn out as great as it could have been. But anyway, like I said, I am fairly content with this drawing, but not overall happy with it. Hopefully in the future I can perhaps use these techniques or other more developed and better ones in my full body fashion illustrations. That is it, I suppose. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Feel free to also check out my social media links in the description box. There's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and my Society6 shop. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.